afternoon. In our class, we've been learning about Superfund sites and all the pollution that they cause to groundwater. That's the water that people use even for drinking around the areas where a Superfund site might be. Now I have 3 jars here. Jar 1 and 2 have clean drinking water in them. You can see they're clean and clear. They don't have a bad odor. Number 3 is empty because we're going to use that as we go along. I'm going to show you how hard it is to clean up pollutants out of water, out of our water cycle, groundwater and things that we use. So first thing, we're going to start adding some of our pollutants. The first thing I'm going to add is a little bit of dye, a little ink. That might come from a cloth factory or any kind of thing that produces stuff with colors, or it can also just be another kind of pollutant. Some vinegar. This vinegar can come from acid rain or other chemicals that run off or come out of factories or these sites that we've been studying. Now we're going to add just a drop or 2 of dish detergent. There's things in dish detergent that come out of factories, these sites, these Superfund sites. We're going to add some paper scraps, which would be trash, just some environmental garbage and pollution. And then a little bit of dirt and sand. You can see that the water is pretty yucky. Now, you can see how different that water is from our clean, clear water. And let me see, does it have a smell? Yeah, it kind of does. I can smell the vinegar and the dish soap, and compared to the clean, no smell at all. So if you remember, people can smell things coming out of the soil and out of the water that live around these sites. Now, a Superfund is to clean up these sites that have been polluted. So let's see how hard it is to clean up the pollutants out of the water. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use my spoon. I'm going to see how much I can get out with just my spoon. There's a little bit of dirt. You see it on the plate? How about some of that paper trash? You can see stuff floating on the top. Boy, it's hard. It doesn't want to get caught. Okay, so that's really hard. You see our water is still really yucky. What about trying my strainer? I have a strainer here, and we're going to pour it into this number 3. I'll move the clean water out of the way so you can see as we slowly pour this in, trying to catch the dirt and the paper trash. Okay. Wow. Can you still see that in there? There's lots of stuff in there still. See if we can dump some of that out. And here is all that was caught in the strainer. I'll put this here. Recover pollution site. Okay. Now, this is really full of yucky stuff still. So we're going to take a paper towel and clean out as much as we can. Here's another cleanup method. Want to wipe it out. Oh, I didn't. There's still some in there. It sticks to the glass. Pollution is hard to clean up. It's not easy to clean up a Superfund site. no matter how much money you put into it. We'll see when we are completely done how true that is. Okay, so I have a relatively clean jar here. Next thing, we're going to use a coffee filter because there is still stuff floating, sitting at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. So let's see what else. Oh, there's lots of dirt floating in it. Let's see what else we can gather from using the coffee filter. I imagine this will get a lot of the dirt. I don't know if you can see that. It is really floating on the top and the bottom. Kind of clogging up the coffee filter, making it hard to drain. Well, you can see we still have the dye. We still have the soap. You can see the bubbles. I'll have to smell it to see about the vinegar for acid rain. There's lots of sand and dirt still in there. Okay. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit by picking it up. The pollutants are clogging the coffee filter. All right, we'll just set this over here for now. Full of sludge and slime that was in there. Okay, so this, as you can see, the stuff from the inside that was floating, the dirt and the paper, that's all gone, but the chemicals are still in there. I still smell the dish soap. You can see the dye, and the vinegar too is in there as well. So as you can see, it's really hard to clean up pollution. So Superfund sites, they put a lot of money into cleanup, and many people want to use these sites again afterwards for good things, like to build parks and stuff on top, and they have done that. But there's a lot of controversy about whether this is good for the people that use it, to move into it, or not afterwards, because as you can see, pollution is very hard to clean up.